Coming to you from the 6th floor of Walker Building at Emerson College, this is the WEBN Sports pregame show. I'm your host, Nick Antonakas. Tonight, the Emerson Lions host the Babson Beavers in a new MAC League matchup. And with me is our analyst team. We have Briggs Loveland, Allie Evans, Emily Champagne. Thank you all so much for joining me. We have basketball tonight covered for you from all different angles. Along with our in-studio setup, we have our Emerson Channel Sports crew downstairs. First off, our commentary team of Max Lasky and Faith Pinnow, as well as our WEBN sideline correspondent, Danielle DuBois, all standing by for continued coverage. Now, first, let's take a look at the Lions heading in tonight, guys. Overall, their record is 4-2. They've closed out games. They've had very close games this season, outscoring opponents 449 to 447. They've been outscored this season. 2-game winning streak so far. They defeated Worcester State and Suffolk, and their top scorer, Trevor Rico, 14.7 points per game average. And their highest game of scoring this year was against WestCon, an 89-point performance. Now, guys, back here at the desk, how about those visiting Babson Beavers? First off, overall, they're 3-3 this season. They've outscored opponents 456 to 425. They're also on a 2-game winning streak. They defeated Albertus Magnus and Brandeis. And their top scorer so far this season, Felix Coleman, 19 points per game is his average. And their highest scoring game came against Albertus Magnus, their most recent win of 83 points. Now, Emerson and Babson head to battle tonight in their first game of the new MAC season for both teams. Now, guys, what are your keys to victory for all of our teams here tonight?
My takeaway is definitely having less takeaways and less fouls. Emerson's been in a little bit of foul trouble recently, especially some of their players. They've been getting 3-4 fouls. They haven't been fouled out really, but it's something to keep an eye on. Also, with takeaways, Emerson has been giving the ball away, especially during their game against Worcester State. Worcester State was able to get around 20 points off of those takeaways and those turnovers, which is something that I want Emerson to think about and to just kind of avoid when they're playing today, because I know that the Babson Beavers are aggressive. They know how to take that ball away, and they don't need any more unnecessary points.
Allie, what do you think? What are your keys for each team?
Yeah, I know, Emily, you mentioned Emerson being in a lot of foul trouble, but I still think it's very important for them to be aggressive in the paint and to really focus on those offensive rebounds. They are a smaller team size-wise, and it's important for them to make up with that in physicality. And the key to that is being aggressive in the paint. There are plenty of players that they have who can be aggressive like that. Get those offensive rebounds. Don't let Babson get those, because they will turn around and score.
Briggs, what about for you? What are your keys?
You both make great points. Emily, they're averaging 15.7 turnovers a game. That's top 3 in the new MAC, so they're going to have to look to not turn the ball over as much. And Alex, to your point, they're only averaging 7 offensive rebounds a game, so you have to find a way to win the offensive battle. I think the key for both these teams, really, if they want to win this game, is going to be winning the three-point battle. I think that whichever team takes the most smart shots from outside the arc, because they don't really shoot a lot of threes. Emerson has only had 124 attempts. Babson has only had 148, which may seem like a big gap, but that's really bottom 5 in the new MAC. So taking those smart shots beyond the arc is going to be really important. Both teams are averaging 36% from 3. Both teams have top 5, top 10 in three-point percentage. Specifically, Timmy Mulvey from Babson is shooting 57% from downtown. I mean, that's ridiculous. And for Emerson, Lucas Brenner is shooting 45% from 3, which is a great feat from shooting beyond the arc. So I think that winning the three-point battle is going to be huge. It's going to have to come down to taking those smart shots beyond the arc and getting good looks.
It's going to be interesting for sure, everybody. It's going to be down to the wire. But for a better look at what's going on downstairs at the Bobby, let's head to our WEBN correspondent, Danielle DuBois, who's standing by courtside. Danielle can hear me down there.
Yeah.
As we can see, the Emerson Lions currently warming up. Obviously, a big game for them heading into this first new MAC matchup of the season.
Gym is pretty loud, so maybe Danielle can't hear you because the gym is so.
I know, yeah, we've had a good amount of situations going on downstairs with the noise, but
hey, look,
why don't we?
The first new MAC game, you got to get turned up a little bit. You got to get the hype going. You got to get the blood flowing. You know, my blood's flowing right now, so I'm sure they're feeling the juice, getting ready to play against Babson. And they're such a great team too. I mean, they won the new MAC championship last year, so I think all around you're feeling the energy in the gym. It's really an exciting time.
It's really becoming a rivalry between the two teams.
Oh, absolutely.
They've been going
Yeah,
back
for
and
sure.
back the last 3 years. If you look at overall, it's 32-6 their whole record in the whole time they've been playing. And Emerson has only won 6 of those games, so we're going to have to see. It's very, very back and forth between these two.
And we're going to take a break in terms of getting in touch with Danielle, but we do have our commentary team in the house. Let's go to them downstairs in the booth. We have Max Lasky and Faith Pinnow. We'll bring them in here for a quick conversation.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Nick. How's it going?
Good, guys. What's the atmosphere like down there leading up to the game?
Listen, Allie said it best. This is turning into a rivalry, and in the energy in the gym, you can really tell. I mean, these are two teams that have come in, stepped in with just intensity from the second they got here.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm very excited. It's going to be a great game. And as we've all mentioned, first in the new MAC, so a lot to look forward to tonight, Nick.
Absolutely.
Now, Max, you've been looking after the Lions so far today. They've been through a bunch of adversity this season. Brendan McNamara, one of their top players, out with ankle injury. Also, they had to face off against a D1 opponent in Yale. They got beat pretty bad. Amongst this adversity, how do you think they're going to strive in their first new MAC matchup tonight against Babson?
Yeah, I want to talk about that word adversity for a second because it gets thrown around a lot in the world of sports, and Emerson is prepared to overcome that adversity. They've been doing it all season long. It's a very young roster. It's a hungry team. I'm looking at their speed. I'm looking at the intensity. Come out of the gates flying high. They got to score quickly, efficiently. I'm looking at guys like Jacob Armont to get the ball a lot tonight. And I don't want to give it away just yet, but I think that they're going to need to rely on the big men on this roster.
I agree. I'm with Max. Same thing for Emerson. I think it's going to be really important that they're being aggressive in the paint. Allie said it best. Again, focusing on getting those offensive boards. Babson's a team that's going to take advantage and try to really convert on those. But, I mean, you have players like Asher Gardner, who is absolutely relentless. And so I think they're going to be looking a lot to him this evening.
No doubt.
And about those Babson Beavers now, obviously on the road in this contest, we heard a bit of the pregame warm-up music trying to get in their heads. What else do you think is going to play into the Babson Beavers as they try and adapt here on the road and beat the Lions?
I mean, I think the crowd that's going to be in here tonight already, as you can see, the gym is filling up down here in the Bobby. And last time Emerson beat the Beavers, that was back in January, and they did it on Babson's home court. I think it's a huge advantage being able to do it at home tonight. We're in the city, and vibes are up. That's all we can say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just excited, ready to hear the Lions Den roar and get things going.
Guys, thank you so much for your input. We'll head back down to you a little bit later for game action itself. But for now, we'll turn it back here to our studio crew. Guys, heading into tonight's matchup, what are we thinking? Obviously, a big standout for each team has to be an X factor. If you were all to pick an X factor heading into tonight, who would it be? Emily, let's start with you.
My X factor would definitely be Jacob Armont. I know Max just talked about him a little bit, but he's doing great this season, actually. He's only 9 points per game, but he surpassed those expectations, especially recently. He got 22 points against Suffolk, 24 against Worcester State. He's been aggressive, he's been persistent, and he's been making tough shots. In addition to that, with McNamara out with that foot injury, he stepped up on that roster. He wasn't originally on that 5-man starter, but he has, and he's proven himself. And he's been great from three-point. You've been talking about how the three-point will make or break a team, and I think that although he's making 40% this season, that's a good percentage for a shooter, and I feel confident that he can be an X factor today.
Yeah, for sure. Allie, what do you think? Who's your X factor heading into tonight?
Yeah, there's a couple juggling through my mind. I know Faith mentioned Asher, but I'm going to go with Lucas Brenner. He is a force on both sides of the ball, and just like you mentioned earlier, Briggs, 3 points are going to be a big deal, and he has a 45% three-point shooting beyond the arc. That's great. That's higher than the team average. Obviously, it's not as good as 57% like on Babson, but 46 is still awesome. That's still great. And if he gets hot, that's going to be very, very good for Emerson. And he's also, I know I mentioned, being aggressive in the paint, and he's 34.1% field goals. Really, once he gets in there, he's a great player, and he is great on both sides of the ball, and that's what they need right now because Babson has some serious talent.
He's so smart with the basketball. He just knows how to take care of it. He has such a high IQ for the game.
Absolutely.
It's going to be important. And I'm going on the trend of guards as well. And I'm going with the grad student, Trevor Arico. I think that getting your leading scorer on your team, getting him going early is such an important way to set the tone for how you're going to start the game. Not only can he shoot the basketball, but he can pass to his teammates, he can create his own shots, he can slash, and he is the team's best free throw shooter. So getting to the line, getting those free points from the charity stripe is a overlooked thing. And you hear college coaches all the time talking about, we practice our free throws. We practice 100 free throws a day. Well, with Trevor Rico, that is the reality. He does that for your team. And I think looking at the veteran leadership that Arica provides, he knows this Babson team. He's played them for now 4 or 5 years. He made one of the clutchest shots in Emerson history, a game-tying shot in the fourth quarter in the semifinals of the NEWMAC playoffs. I think Trevor Rico is going to be such a huge, important factor in this game if Emerson wants to get home and get the W.
Guys, all good picks. Now we're going to go take two downstairs. Our standing by. Danielle, what's the atmosphere like there down from the court?
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere over here. Now, I talked to the assistant head coach before the game, Sean Coman, and he said the biggest thing going forward in this game is the offense on Babson, which is going to be a huge, huge factor for the Emerson Lions. So as long as their defense breaks down, they should get the win. Nick?
How do you think Emerson looks during warm-ups? Do you think they have a chance to come away with a win? All right, awesome. Sounds good. Danielle, thank you so much. Back upstairs now. Guys, last thing before we go, gotta go to score predictions before you can actually dive into the game itself. Emily, we'll start with you. Babson, Emerson College. Who do you have taking the win and by how much?
I was going through a huge toss-up. I had no idea what to pick. I was flipping back and forth, but I ended up deciding to go with Emerson. It's going to be about 82-78. It's going to definitely be a close one, but I think Emerson has what they need in their locker room. They have what they need on the court to make that win and to beat the Babson Beavers.
Allie?
I am going to have to go Emerson 84-81. Like Emily said, it's going to be so close. Both teams are playing on very similar wavelengths, and I think that it's going to be a battle through and through all 4 quarters.
You got to believe in these Lions, right? I'm going Emerson 81-76 their win. I'm looking to the basketball gods and hear me out because 2 years ago at home, first NEWMAC game, they beat Babson, right? The last 4 years it's been win, loss, win, loss. So if we're following the trend, today should be a win. Today's game should be a win. So I'm going to follow the trend, listen to the Vegas bettors, and I'm going Emerson wins today. I
like your thinking, but let me just say, before we came into this and I was deciding on my score prediction, I was like, there's no way we're all going to pick Emerson, right?
Well,
I had Emerson in mind, too. But I think we're going to go 4 for 4 with Emerson.
You have to believe, right? You just have to believe.
Of course. I have the Lions 78-74. We'll send it back to the court now. Obviously, we'll be back here at halftime for more coverage. But now down to our ECS crew in the Bobby.
Good evening, Emerson, and welcome to the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker gym. We are getting set to watch the Babson Beavers battle it out against your Emerson Lions. Max Lasky here alongside Faith Pinnow, and it is going to be a fantastic evening. The first in the NEWMAC this season. Faith, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, honestly, this is just an incredibly competitive division. These two teams, like we talked about in the pregame, there's a huge rivalry. This is no better way to open up our NEWMAC season than this game this evening. And you can feel it. The gym is filling up. This rarely happens at Emerson to have tip-off full bleachers. But as you can see, I mean, people are excited for this game tonight. Right?
We got the Alan Parsons Project blessing us with some music. Feels like the Bulls have traveled to the Bobby tonight. And so
exactly,
I'm feeling good.
Max.
I'm feeling good. It's going to be really exciting. And we just get some NEWMAC basketball here in Boston, Massachusetts. I want to highlight Jacob Armont coming off a huge game, led the team with 22 points, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. And as a fan, to be honest,
yes,
of the Emerson Lions, I just hope to see him do his thing, go out there and ball out. What are you hoping to see out of Emerson against a formidable opponent in Babson?
I mean, listen, we talked about this. Allie talked about this as well, but in the pregame, I want to see Emerson get down in the paint this evening. It really is going to be so much about boards. We've been watching them during a lot of their previous games, their previous matchups. Albertus Magnus was a huge one. I just want to see them have a little bit of grit this evening. I think that's what they need.
Absolutely. We are just seconds from tip-off. It's going to be an exciting one. Glad you are joining us wherever you are, however you may be watching. Let's get ready for some college basketball.
All right, Max, I'm ready.
Let's go, and we are underway. Tip-off in favor of Emerson. Guillermo Gasset Ruiz possessing right now. He's going to dish it over to Armont. Jacob Armont looking for a lane, going to get it to Trevor Arico, been a leader for this team for a while. Back to Gasset Ruiz. Almost broke some ankles there. Armont looking for his chance. He's going to drive, dish it out to Arico for three. No good. Nice rebound there from Babson.
Yeah, Felix Coleman, the guy, he took it down in number 0. He is their top scorer. That's going to be somebody they really have to keep an eye on around the perimeter this evening, Max.
No doubt about it. See what Babson is cooking up here with 13 on the shot clock. Gasset Ruiz playing some good defense here. They're going to take a shot, and it's good to go.
That's what I mean. That help defense on that. Those mid-range shots are going to be critical for the Lions this evening.
Armont with the ball. That was Nate Amato, by the way, for 2. And it's going to be Babson's ball. Little miscommunication there.
Emerson is a team that has given up a lot of turnovers last season and this season as well. It's going to be critical, much more than Babson this evening.
Babson driving. Dishes it to Amato. Amato looking to perhaps put some more points on the board. Great defense. And not going to get it to go. Rebound from Asher Gardner.
Great defense from Gardner there, locking down the paint. That's exactly what the Lions are hoping to see this evening.
Oh, and Arico gets blocked, but tries to put one back up, and he does. First points for Emerson.
Playing against their size, see, that's some matchups that's going to be very interesting to see how they're able to adjust.
No doubt about it. Felix Cloman, excuse me. And another shot up for Babson, not going to fall. Brenner, fast break here. Armont, deep 3, no good. Rebound from Gardner, and a nice little putback.
Those are exactly the offensive rebounds we were talking about. Gardner getting in there, getting that board, and a good look.
And that gives Emerson the lead here, up 4-2 with 17:40 left to play in the first half. Jeremiah, and not going to go. Ooh, little miscommunication there again. Looks like Emerson just wants to slow it down a bit. Armont. Still possessing, perhaps looking for his man. He's got Gasset Ruiz. Ruiz over to Brenner. Back to Ruiz. Looking for something to do. And he's just going to toss it up.
All right,
and
a little
it's
bit
going
of
to be it's a
bit of
foul
wrestling
on the
match
play,
there,
actually.
Nikki.
And it's going to stay. It's going to stay Emerson's ball. Brenner with the ball, finds Gardner, and it's going to be Babson's ball. Fast break here, David Cross to the corner for Jeremiah Paul, and it's going to go the other way. It's going to be Emerson's ball.
All right. That's good. See, on defense now, it's what Emerson needs to be most careful of is in the past they've gotten into foul trouble. They're doing a good job so far to start the game.
No doubt about it. Trevor Arico with the ball finds Brenner. Brenner to Armont. They're moving the ball quite well so far tonight, Faith. Oh, great spin move there. Armont to the hoop. Finds his man in the corner for 3. No.
That one didn't fall, but that was a fabulous play from Armont there, the junior from Arlington, Texas.
That would have been an electric three-pointer had it gone. Babson looking to tie this game up. David Cross out. Oh, not going to fall. Brenner on the rebound there. Gasset Ruiz finds Gardner in the paint, and it's going to go Babson's way. Looks like we got a substitution here for both teams. Shea Roban checking into the game, as well as Linus Hemhold for Emerson.
Got to keep that size, you know, if that's going to be critical. It's not frequent that you're going to see Gardner and Hemhold in there together because they're really trying to lock down defense, especially against number 15, Vaughn Foster.
As we mentioned pregame, Babson does have the size advantage for sure, so perhaps maybe that's the strategy for Emerson tonight, is just get the big man out there.
It's working for him so far, Max.
Cross finds his man. Back out to Cross. Does he have the matchup?
Protecting that baseline there from Hemhold.
Nate Amato now. Shot clock at 5. David Cross for 3. Man in his face. Not going to go.
All right.
Armand on the rebound. Oh, he wants this one. He's going to find Brenner wide open for 3. It's good.
All right. Lucas Brenner, he had his season high just this past month. He had 18 points against Salem State. A fantastic show out for the senior.
My goodness. That was a fantastic play from Emerson. Nate Amato now for 2. No good. Gets his own rebound. Finds Cross from beyond the arc. Cross is going to drive. Great defense from Emerson. Amato. Man, they are all over Babson. And he finds a way. Fantastic play from Tyler Louder. Emerson leads 7-4 over Babson.
You know, Max, I think tonight really the speed has been Emerson's advantage so far, like you said.
Absolutely. They got to keep this pace up. Roban looking for Hemhold in the paint, and he puts it in for 2.
Making it look easy down there.
Fantastic play from Emerson. Louder. Out to Timmy. Timmy now over to Foster, and it's going to stay Babson's ball. Trevor Arico and Lucas Brenner come out of the game.
And for Babson, we got Felix Kloman. He's coming back in. He's their top scorer, so we're going to keep an eye on him as somebody who might be able to jumpstart Babson's offense a little bit.
No doubt. Ray Allen III checks into the game for Emerson. A wide open Louder. Over to Kloman. Kloman to Amato. Amato one-on-one with Roban. And great defense from Shea Roban. Defense, that is.
Absolutely.
It's going to be Emerson's ball. Looks like a substitution for Babson here.
See, Roban's another player who, looking at him on the court against Babson, you wouldn't say necessarily his size is his advantage, but he has a fantastic athleticism that on defense, that ability to get into the corners it's going to be great.
Roban with the ball, gets it to Armand. And it's going to be a foul on Tyler Lauder. First personal foul of the game. As the Babson faithful not thrilled with that play. Shea out to Armand, back to Shea. Shea is locked up there, gets it to Linus. Linus to Gasset Ruiz, a fantastic play.
Again, really capitalizing on those little moves inside. That's where the Lions, I think, are going to shine this evening. Oh, and it seems a miscommunication on Babson's end.
Oh, man. Emerson loves that.
This
Babson,
bench is electric. Max, you can just feel it.
The bench came undone after that play. It's going to be Emerson's ball. Seems like Emerson might be in the head of Babson.
I've been impressed so far as how they've been able to keep their cool. You know, they're not rushing on offense. They're able to swing the ball. They're looking good.
Yeah, Emerson looks confident tonight. As we've mentioned, first game of the new MAC this season. the Babson Beavers, cutting that deficit down.
Yeah, that shot from Frauenheim. He's a freshman.
Oh!
Can you believe that? Oh, Lord.
I'm so sorry. Just as we were speaking about Babson, Shea Roban with a 3. Breaking this one open a little more. You got to look out for Shea Roban because when he gets going, he is a lethal shooter.
Yeah, not to be underestimated. That's the thing. If Emerson gets in their groove tonight, they could have a good outside shooting game.
Oh, it's loud in here. This is a great game atmosphere, folks. Rebound for Helmholtz. Armont now was the lead scorer in the last game for Emerson. Cassette Ruiz now with the ball. Finds Helmholtz.
Getting
Helmholtz
physical down in the paint, Max.
trying to get into the paint here. A 1v1. He loves the matchup. And Lauder's going to get the best of him there. Frauenheim with the ball, driving to the hoop. Nice fadeaway, not going to go. Rebound, and another 3 for Babson. It is good. Timmy Mulvey for Babson, and now it's just 14-10. Emerson leads. Armont to Cassette Ruiz. Despite Babson losing here, they are playing really good defense. It's a very even matchup right now.
Especially inside, I'm telling you that. Yep, right there. That's what I was about to say. They are attacking Helmholtz. They know that Emerson's looking to get inside.
Absolutely. Lauder with another foul as we have some substitutions on both
Lauder
sidelines.
coming out looking to make sure one of their top defenders doesn't get into foul trouble too early, Max.
Trevor Arico checks back in. Caden Zurich in the game for the first time tonight. Arico. Armont over to Brenner. Brenner back in the game as well. Helmholtz now loves that 1v1 matchup. Going to take it to the hoop again. Not going to get called on the foul. The Lions Den extremely disappointed with the no call there. Another 1v1 matchup. A 3 for Babson. Not going to fall. And it's going to go Emerson's way.
All right, you know, another really interesting thing. We've been talking a lot about Helmholtz being a threat inside the paint. I think what Babson might underestimate as the night goes on is that he will shoot outside. You know, he's a big man, but he is not afraid to take that outside shot, so that'll be another thing to keep your eye on.
As we take a look at the no call again, which I feel inclined to say that was a no call. Looked like he was all over him.
Yeah.
Brenner.
I'll give you that, Max.
Arico now with the ball, looking to put some points on the board for Emerson. Over to Brenner. Oh, and just gives it up there.
Turnover to
Fast
Timmy
break
Mulvey.
here for Babson. Nate Amato now with a little double team there. Some good defense from Emerson, and it pays dividends in the form of a beautiful steal.
Yeah, Hank Gremlich
Arico.
getting his hands all over that.
Arico gets it to fall, and Emerson extending that lead, 17-10. Score should be 16-10. As Emerson now possessing again, Brenner. Hank Gremlich also in the game for Emerson. Arico to the hoop, gets it to fall yet again.
Arico 2 in a row, gives Emerson the lead, 18-10.
Arico now with 6 points tonight. And, oh, fantastic play there. Felix Kloman. Oh, there's going to be a foul here. Felix Kloman with the flagrant foul. And we do apologize for any explicit language you may hear from the faithful.
You know, Max, as long as it's not you or I.
I know. You can't control the passion.
It's a rivalry, you know.
Of the
This
fans.
is what you sign up for. But if you're Babson, that is not what you want to see from your top scorer at this point in the game when you're down 6.
Absolutely, as Arico gets the first one to go. And we'll get another one, so that's now 8 points for Trevor Arico.
It's those little moments, Max, you know. Free throws win games, I don't have to tell you.
Free throws win games. Arico back to Gramlich.
They're playing a good zone
Brenner.
defense, I won't lie.
For 3. Not going to go. Rebound from Babson. It's Kloman, who just had the foul. Let's see if he can redeem himself. He's getting double teamed. And he's going to get it to his man, Mulvey. Mulvey for 2. Not going to hit it. Fantastic rebound. Excuse me, it's Mulvey. Timmy Mulvey, number 31, on the shot. Asher Gardner checks back into the game.
You know, Gardner and Zurich, those are 2 players we often see paired up together for Emerson. They play some strong defense when they're on the court.
And they bring the height that Emerson is going to need tonight. And a great rebound there. Gardner to Brenner. Brenner out to Arico. Arico to the corner for Brenner. Brenner driving to the hoop. And it's going to be a travel on Emerson. They still lead 20-12 with just a little over 8 minutes left in the first half. Nate Amato checks back into the game for Babson. Frauenheim with the ball. Frauenheim possessing, gets it to Kloman. Kloman's going to drive to the hoop. He's going to dish it to his man for 2. First points of the day from Timmy O'Toole. Great name, Timmy O'Toole.
Right? Timmy O'Toole. Great name, good basket.
Arico to Gardner. Gardner loves that play. He's going to get 2 to go and extend the Emerson lead, 22-14.
Every time you give it to Gardner down low, he takes a quick power play. Boom. Right in.
Amazing. Easy. Amazing. And a foul. Another
and the
foul.
Bench loves that one.
Another foul on the Babson Beavers.
Second personal, 16th foul.
That's going to be on Timmy O'Toole, who we were just talking about for such a great name. And then he goes and fouls.
Hey, you know.
It happens.
Great name, comes with the downside. Great name, great player.
Trevor Arico. A little over 7 left to play in the first half. To Zurich.
That's a matchup you want to see if you're Emerson.
Absolutely. They're going to love that. They're going to get Caden to the line for 2.
You know, I got to say, from watching all of Emerson this season, Caden Zurich, he is a fan favorite at home. I mean, he just gets the stands riled up every single time. He has a whole fan club over there, Max.
I know. Unbelievable. Zurich to the line for 2. Gets the first one to go, extending that lead. Going to have some substitutions here for Emerson. Gramlich.
Armand back in.
Armand back in the game. Love to see it. Gramlich and Brenner come out of the game. And Roman Liris is going to check into the game as well for the first time tonight. And
Freshman
Zurich.
hailing from my neck of the woods.
Really?
Northern California, let me tell you.
He's holding him. He's grabbing him. What are you going to call? Let's go. Call the foul.
Frauenheim with a little 1v1 action against the freshman. Kloman now. Great move against Zurich. 1v1 against Arico. Takes it to the basket and waiting for the call here.
Foul on number 12.
Foul on Zurich.
Personal, second team foul.
It's his second personal. It's going to take him out of the game for the time being and bring back in,
Keeping that height with Helmhold.
yes, Linus Helmhold coming back into the game. Mulvey for three.
Another pop up.
Wow, very nice. Timmy Mulvey for three. 24-17, Emerson still with the lead. Little disruption here now for Emerson. It's going to be a push on Asher Gardner. Will remain, actually it'll be Babson's ball.
It'll be Babson's ball. Asher Gardner needs to be really careful of those fouls tonight. And that game against Albertus Magnus, you know, he was giving them a lot defensively, but ultimately couldn't last the game, and that's going to be really important this evening.
Kloman, top scorer, great pass in the paint, and a foul. That's a big foul there. Perhaps a break for Babson as Najon Fortes goes to the line for two. And the first from Fortes is good. And the second of two, also good. Babson with a substitution here, bringing Jeremiah Paul back into the game.
Frauenheim coming out, one of their premier shooters so far this evening. For Babson, that is.
Frauenheim out of the game. See what Emerson cooks up on this possession here. 24-19, looking to extend that lead. Trevor Arico. Armont. Back to the freshman. Out to Arico. Great passing play. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound from Babson. Nice backcourt defense here. Kloman. 1v1 against Armont. And Kloman driving to the hoop. They're going to call a charging foul. That's going to be on Trevor Arico. Gardner's going to come out of the game. Substitution for Emerson. Guillermo Gasset Ruiz checks back in.
You know, something you don't want to see is just in the span of 2 minutes, Emerson just accrued 14 fouls. If you're the Lions, you want to lock that up quickly.
No doubt, as Mulvey for another three. Easy rebound for Gasset Ruiz. A little over 5 minutes left in the first half. Emerson up 24-19. Gasset Ruiz drives, finds Armont. Almost broke Kloman's ankles there. And it's going to stay Emerson's ball. Man, you can really hear it from the fans here. This is a loud crowd, if you will.
Passionate, I think is the word you're looking for. Very passionate.
You love to see it as Trevor Arico for three.
That brings Arico.
Let's take a look at that again. Just a beautiful play. I stand corrected, a two-pointer from Trevor
that brings
Arico.
Arico to 10 points this evening. He's leading the Lions in scoring.
Nate Amato with hands in his face. Just going to put a shot up. Not going to go. Trevor Arico, could he get back-to-back scores here? He's going to dish it out to Gasset Ruiz for three. Not going to fall. Rebound. Nate Amato driving. Gets it to Mulvey. Mulvey to Kloman. Kloman to Amato. Amato loves this matchup, and this time he's going to get it as Babson calls a timeout. Their first of the evening. Emerson leads 26-21 with just 4:22 left to play.
We're going to go quickly during this timeout to a quick break. If you'll just stay with us, we'll be back with more of the game.
For joining us this evening here in the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker gym. If you're just joining us, we got an electric game here, the first between Emerson and Babson in the new MAC this season, 26-21. Faith, this has been a back and forth battle, but Emerson has really stepped up early on.
Absolutely. I'm not sure either of us were expecting this. One thing you said before the game that was going to be critical to the Lions' success was going to be capitalizing on their speed. Obviously, they don't have size on their side, but, you know, as you can see, they are playing hard defense in the paint. They have Helmholtz, they have Gardner, they have Caden Zurich. They have these guys who are being really aggressive and who are taking up a lot of space. And I think that, plus their speed, that's going to be what they need to carry through.
No doubt about it. If Babson wants to make something happen here, they got to get Cloman going. They got to get Amato more looks in the paint.
Timmy Mulvey, honestly, a player that we didn't think would be as much of a key offensive role player as he has been so far in the game. I think getting him the ball consistently is going to be another piece to jumpstarting their offense.
No doubt. He has 6 points this evening, something, neither of us expected. Both teams perfect from the line as well, so perhaps they're going to draw some more fouls moving forward. Trevor Rico to Helmholtz. Helmholtz in the paint again. And Babson on the rebound this time. Cloman now with a 1v1 against Cassette Ruiz. Gets it to Louder. Louder back to Cloman for 2. It's good. Now Babson down by just 3. Emerson needs to keep pushing the pace here.
Absolutely.
Arico out to Ray Allen the third. Back to Arico. Long pass there. Helmholtz for 3. No good.
I told you, he's not afraid to take those outside shots.
Cloman to Mulvey. Amato now. They like what Amato's been doing tonight. Can't get it to go there. Armont now going to push the pace. Perhaps a scoring opportunity for Emerson. Armont calling his play. Cassette Ruiz. Armont likes the matchup. Oh, he is all over Cassette Ruiz. Gets it over to Helmholtz. Helmholtz wants this matchup. And can't get it. Tyler Lauder and Helmholtz in a little bit of a toss-up there, and it's going to be Babson's ball.
Lauder has been absolutely exceptional in the paint tonight on defense as well. I mean, he just has a way of getting Gardner, getting Helmholtz really tied up, you know, and not drawing as many fouls as one might think.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, it looks like there was actually a foul call here on Ray Allen III. So it will be Babson's ball. And let's see what Babson cooks up here. Cloman with another 1v1 here against Cassette Ruiz. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. They're calling a backcourt on the Babson Beavers here. It's going to be Emerson's ball.
Cassette Ruiz is an incredibly versatile player. You know, it's not shocking that he was able to make something like that happen, get his team the possession, and at this point in the game, that's huge when you're this close.
No doubt. If I'm Emerson, I want to keep scoring, carry this lead into the half, and come out swinging in the second. Trevor Rico for 2. No good. Guillermo Cassette Ruiz keeps them alive. It's going to be a reach-in foul on David Cross of Babson. Will remain Emerson's ball, 26-23 with 2:25 left in the first half. And Armont's going to go to the line.
You know, Max, it's all things at the backcourt, the reaching foul. All of these things are things that going into the half are going to rattle Babson a little bit. They give Emerson more momentum, and I think that's what you're saying is going to be really critical and important for their confidence.
Armont drains the first of 2, increasing that lead, and he'll get the second one to go. So lots of points here from Emerson at the free throw line this evening. 28-23, Emerson leads. Frauenheim. Frauenheim looking for his man. He's got Amato. Over to Kloman. A quick double team there. Back to Nate Amato. 4 on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. And a foul on Trevor Arico.
Number 5, Trevor Arico. Second personal.
Second foul for Trevor Arico this evening. As Amato goes to the line for 2. Amato gets the first one to go. Some substitutions here for both Babson and Emerson. As Jeremiah Paul comes into the game for Babson. And Julio Volante coming in for the first time this evening for Emerson. Armont looking to make something happen here. Emerson's moving the ball quickly. Armont again. Looks like there was some contact here. That's going to be on Julio Volante. His first foul. Not what you want to see when you get a guy check into the game immediately and draw a foul like that.
You know,
not what Emerson needs.
Not at all.
Up 28-24 with just a little under 2 minutes to play in the first half.
You know, it's really interesting. They put Timmy Mulvey back in, the freshman, who, again, he is the fastest, no doubt, on their offense for Babson.
Absolutely. He's been having a great game, and they want to keep him going. Don't fix what's not broke.
Exactly. And Brenner just attacking. Stellar defense.
Oh. And going to be looks like the referee is gesturing for a kicking foul. Kicking or tripping.
Maybe a little bit of both there, Max.
Yeah. And Kloman's going to go to the line for 2 with just a little over a minute left in the first half.
Never want to put a team's best shooter on the line, because that's going to happen.
Gets the first one to fall as Babson with another substitution. Vaughn Foster checking into the game. And Kloman can't get the second one to go. Rebound from Volante.
Don't be intimidated. Give it another call.
Brenner to Gassette Ruiz. Over to Volante. Lot of size here on the court with Gardner and Volante and Gassette Ruiz right now for Emerson. Just under a minute in the first. Armont. Great no look and a great finish from Guillermo Gassette Ruiz.
Absolutely
Fantastic play.
stunning. Absolutely stunning. He has just really shined with McNamara out. He's really been able to step up for the Lions, Armont.
Oh, he's 32. Trash. Get him out the game.
And yet another foul. This is the story of the first half here. Very sloppy game so far from both Emerson and Babson. Tons of fouls.
I mean, they're just cycling players in and out, left, right, and center because of this foul trouble. You know, they're really trying to avoid that, especially for their big men.
Amato's going to go to the line. Gets the first one to go. And gets the second one to go. So Babson just down by 3 now. Under 30 seconds in the first half. Emerson up 30-27.
It's close, Max. They've got to capitalize right now, the Lions, if they want to make a big impression at half.
Cassette Ruiz driving to the basket, and big foul call there. Cassette Ruiz going to go to the line. Babson doesn't like the call at all. And Cassette Ruiz is ready for 2. And that is the first miss for Emerson from the free throw line tonight. Cassette Ruiz can't get either to go, and a foul on Cassette Ruiz. Over the back foul, and it will be Babson's ball. With some substitutions here.
With just 18 seconds left, Max, it's really important that now is not the time the Lions start getting in their own head. You know, when shots don't fall, you just got to keep going, but a sloppy foul is really the opposite of what you're looking for right now.
No doubt. As Frauenheim gets the first one to go at the line, if he makes the second one here, they'll be down by just 1, possibly heading into the half. 30-28, Emerson leads. Babson has not led. At all this game. It's been all Emerson.
All Emerson all the way, Max.
And Frauenheim gets the second to go as well. Babson now just down by 1. A big comeback here. 30-29, 18 to play. It's gonna get a little interesting here, folks. Here we go, Armont before the half. With 9 to play, Brenner, gotta watch the clock. Armont with 3 seconds, gonna take a 3. Can't get it to go, and Emerson is going to lead by just 1 over Babson heading into the second half. Man, oh man, that was the first half of fouls and scoring. That was really all that was happening.
Max, it's going to be a really interesting second half. That's all I have to say. I mean, just judging by how the first half went, this is going to be intense, and we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break. Stick with us. This is Emerson Channel Sports.
Sports, an electrifying first half here in the Bobby Brown. Emerson leading 30-29 over Babson. It has been, well, it's been eventful. Lots of fouls, lots of scoring, not a lot of defense.
No.
A lot to look forward to this second half.
Well, Max, there's been a lot of defense, and that's where the fouls are coming from, it feels like. I mean, we've had our fair share of offensive fouls, but you look down in the paint. We knew that this was going to be an aggressive game. We knew that this rivalry runs deep. We've seen a lot of it. I mean, it just feels like player carousel. Look, okay. We got some interesting highlights. Down there, Lindholm. He's been critical in the paint for the Lions. He's been giving us a few points. However, there's also been some run-ins, particularly with Tyler Louder, number 10 from the Babson Beavers. He is one that's getting cycled in and out.
Absolutely. Fantastic play that was at the end of the first half between Armont and Guillermo Gasset-Ruiz. Caden Zurich had a nice foul right there, as you can see. Went to the line, got 2 to go. Forgot about that fadeaway. That was awesome from Trevor Arico. Some first half highlights here.
Arico again from the corner.
Yes, yes. It's been all Emerson this first half. But, man, Babson really fought their way back into this game towards the end of the half and has really made this one an interesting one.
They want to get up there. They want to lead. They haven't yet, like you said, Max. But, I mean, those final 2 minutes, it feels like it became a completely different game all of a sudden. No
doubt. Yeah, we've been lucky to be a part of this epic first matchup here in the NUMAC.
And if you look at the screen, this is when things really started to change. So Armont draws the foul, but then this momentum, Emerson, I don't know if Emerson starts to lose their momentum or if Babson starts to get theirs, but all of a sudden it just felt like the tables were turning quickly.
Yeah, I wonder what Coach Curley is saying to the locker room right now.
Floor of Walker Building at Emerson College for the WEBN halftime report. The Emerson Lions currently in the lead over the Babson Beavers, 30-29. Obviously, guys, it's been an entertaining first half. What I was saying before we went to close with my little prediction before the game started, I picked a pretty low-scoring game. Now, this is so far taken so well into effect. Emerson so far leading with 16 defensive rebounds. We've had a low three-point percentage on both times, and 30-29 at halftime. That's a pretty low score. So it's been a defensive battle between these two teams, kind of how I thought, but what have you all seen from the game so far?
Something that I want to bring up is fouls. I know I mentioned it in the pregame, and I'm mentioning it again right now. Yeah. Emerson has about 11 fouls right now, although both teams are in the bonus with Babson having 9 of their own. It really makes a point of being, how can Emerson stop getting fouls?
Yeah, 20 fouls total for both teams.
Total, yeah.
You can contest shots. You can be aggressive on defense. You can be physical. And Emerson needed to do so in order to be up. And they're up right now. It may be just 1 point, but at least they're still up. I mean, if this were the end of the second half, they'd be winning the game. So they're up. But you have to contest without fouling. And they did that a little bit early in the first half, but you saw towards the end of the second half, the tide shifted. First, it was Babson that was super aggressive fouling early, and then towards later in the game, it was Emerson that was fouling later in the half. That's going to be hard to really see yourself winning late in the second half, so they need to find a way to stay aggressive, stay physical on the defensive side, but without fouling.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're being aggressive. That's what I mentioned earlier. That's really one of the keys, but they are doing a little bit too much. But they are winning the battle in the paint, and that's very important right now. They have a much higher percentage over Babson. That's very important, like I just said. But yeah, the key is to be aggressive without the fouling. We've seen that. We just saw one with Guillermo Gasset-Ruiz at the very end. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I was really surprised that they're so aggressive in the paint. They're winning in the points in the paint category, and they're winning in the rebound category. If they can keep winning that rebound battle, they're going to find a way to win this game.
Yeah.
And like you said, Nick, it is going to be a low-scoring game. I think we kind of all were in such an offensive mindset going into this that we saw the three-point scoring, we saw the three-point shooting, thought, oh, this is going to be a shootout. And it's been the complete opposite.
And obviously, building off of that, Briggs, you all make a good point, but the one thing that we've been all having in common, at least, is that it's been a close battle so far, 30-29 here at the end of the first half. But heading into this game, both teams had quite the set of standards heading into it. Obviously, the Emerson Lions, heading into tonight, stood at 4-2. They had close games all throughout the season, outscoring opponents. They were outscored by opponents, 449 to 447. They're also on a 2-game winning streak, same as Babson. They defeated Worcester State and Suffolk. Their top scorer, Trevor Rico, he's been all over the place tonight, 14.7 points per game average. Their highest scoring game came against WestCon. They put up 89 points. Not exactly how it's looking on tonight, but obviously still an impressive performance. The Babson Beavers, on the other hand, heading into tonight, 3-3. They've actually had a lead on outscoring opponents, 456 to 425. They're also on a 2-game winning streak, defeating Albertus Magnus and Brandeis. Their top scorer, Felix Kloman, 19 points per game. He's been limited a little bit tonight, but still making an impact. And their highest scoring game came in their most recent win on the 27th of November against Albertus Magnus, 83-point performance by the Beavers. Now, let's take a second here. Standing by Danielle DuBois. We're going to bring her in here in a second as the Lions currently lead the Babson Beavers by a score of 30 to 29. And let's give it a second here. Danielle, can you hear us down there? Danielle, can you hear us?
Yes, thanks, Nick. Now, I really want to highlight a few things here. Defensively, they've let up 29 points so far, but we need to talk about Lucas Brenner currently. 4 defensive rebounds so far, and then offensively, Trevor Rico, like you said, their highest point scorer currently with 10 points on the board. It's going to be a very competitive second half. The Bobby is currently filled with excitement. We have people missing classes for this. We even have professors bringing their students to this to watch this amazing matchup. So, Nick, I'm really excited to see what happens here in the second half, and hopefully that defense can lock down a little bit.
We were actually talking about defense a lot here, Danielle, heading into the second half. What do you think is the big key for the Lions to come away with the win here at the end of it? Obviously up by 1 point now, but still plenty of game left to play.
Yes, definitely a lot of game left to play. I really wanted to touch on this defense because I talked to the assistant head coach before the game, and he was really talking about locking down and really protecting the paint, and I think that's going to be the key to the Lions' success over the Beavers tonight.
Danielle, thank you so much for your time. Keep an eye out down there. We'll be back with you at the post game. But, guys, heading into the second half, a couple big notes to take away. What are on your minds for the Emerson Lions and the Babson Beavers heading into this very pivotal second half?
I think, again, it comes down to fouling. It really is going to come down to fouling. And in the last 5 minutes of the game, those are the most important minutes, because if you are deep in fouls, then that means you're giving opponents just free points at the charity stripe. And that can't happen late in game, especially for the Emerson Lions and how undersized they are. It hasn't been a problem so far here in the first half, but the momentum could shift at any point in the game, especially late in the game when tensions are really high and the heart rate's pumping a little bit. So I think staying out of foul trouble is going to be really important.
Yeah, I would definitely say keeping this team under wraps through defense. I want to mention Nate Amato for Babson. He is an absolute killer on offense and defense, and he is a huge key for this team. And he's had a relatively quiet first half. I think that if he heats up, that's not going to be very good for Emerson. And they're keeping him under wraps right now. Very, very good. Just like what Danielle mentioned about Lucas Brenner, he's got his 4 defensive rebounds. They stay strong on defense. They're good. They're good.
I would say just keeping the momentum alive. They've been keeping Babson to not that many points, which is surprising, but I'm here for it. I love seeing Emerson having that energy, having that aggressiveness, and being able to play that defense, get in the paint, get aggressive, and get that ball away from Babson. Also, Emerson had lost the lead for maybe 45 seconds when it was 2-0 Babson, but ever since then, Emerson has been on top. They've kept that lead, and I just want to see them continue doing that.
I've loved hearing Trevor Rico's name over and over again because it just fills me with energy and excitement that I sat up here and said, you got to give your star player shine, and they have. He's 4 of 9 from the field. He's had some great looks that just haven't gone in. Those shots are going to fall in, but Trevor Rico, I mean, he's showing up like he's been advertised, and if he can continue this, it's going to be a great game for Emerson.
Briggs, consistency is going to be key here heading into the second half. Action is just moments away. Emerson Lions currently up 30 to 29 over the Babson Beavers. We'll send you back down to courtside with Max Lasky and Faith Pinnow.
Thank you so much, guys. That was fantastic halftime coverage, and a shout out to Danielle DuBois on the sideline over there. We are going to be back shortly with some second half action here in the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker gym. Emerson leads 30 to 29 heading in to the second half of play. Stay with us. Good evening, Emerson. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are live here in the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker, ready for some second half action. It was a jam-packed first half, to say the least here. Emerson leading 30-29. It's going to be I think it's going to be a neck-and-neck game until the very end.
Max, it is close. I mean, during halftime, these teams came out and they looked ready. I mean, Babson, dare I say, looked angry. And they're ready to get to it. This is going to be a fight. I am predicting just an absolutely tough, physical, I think is how I would my prediction is a very physical second half.
No doubt. It's been chippy all first half. I think that there's going to be a little bit of aggression coming out from both locker rooms here. And I just got to wonder what both head coaches were saying to these teams after a first half that was really to be remembered by a lot of fouls and a lot of scoring. So I'm excited to see how this one ends up.
Who on the Lions side, Max, do you have your eye on to really be a standout on offense? That's where Emerson needs to get a jump start. So who are you looking towards?
I think if I'm Emerson, I've already shown Babson that they got Trevor Arico going. But I want to get a guy like Guillermo Gasset-Ruiz going. And I think once they do that, it's going to be quite hard to stop him. He's formidable in the paint, brutal beyond the arc. And so hopefully that's what they do and get Guillermo going. And Emerson will walk away with a new MAC victory. Hopefully I just didn't announce or jinx the whole thing.
We'll see. We're coming for you if this doesn't go Emerson's way, Max.
I know. Mulvey starts us off here in the second half of play. Amazing pass there to the corner for Kloman, and that is the way that Babson has to come out, taking their first lead of the game, 32-30.
If
Babson
you're Babson,
leads.
that just couldn't have gone better for you.
That was a fantastic play. As we're going to start off with another foul. Getting a little deja vu here. Kloman with another foul. Gardner now over to Gasset-Ruiz. Ruiz to Armont. Armont to Arico. Lucas Brenner.
I mean, really just putting his speed on display this evening.
Not what you want to see out of Guillermo Gasset-Ruiz right there. Turning the ball over.
You know, it's something Emerson did so well in the first half was really slow down their offense, and I think they gotta just take a deep breath right now.
And foot was on the line in my view, but won't matter, not gonna fall. And it will remain Babson's ball. Babson with their first lead of the game, 32-30. To start this second half. It's Kloman.
Again, Kloman not who you want to have the ball right now.
Kloman to the corner, another great pass there. Another great look from Jeremiah Paul to Timmy O'Toole. More points for Babson. 34-30 over Emerson.
When they get two people in the paint, I mean, it's just too much even for Gardner to defend when Babson's in there. They're strong.
Arico for two, gets it to go.
Arico is really strong at capitalizing on those mid-range. You know, he's close to the three-point line, but he really shines when he's just about 2 feet in.
That is 12 now for Arico on the night. Kloman to Paul. Back to Kloman. Paul calls for it. And a steal from Gasset-Ruiz. Perhaps what Emerson needs here. Armont in the corner, back to Gasset-Ruiz, wide open three, can't get it to go. That was the look they needed.
Absolutely, you know, Gasset-Ruiz, I saw him in the gym on Monday, putting up shots over and over and over again, something he's really been practicing. You know, we said he's such a versatile player, he had that steal, but it's really gonna come down to just getting into his rhythm this evening. We haven't seen it yet, but we do know it's possible.
That was a great look from the Emerson Lions, had Guillermo perfectly set up for a three-pointer. As Arico gets fouled and goes to the line for two. Rico could add 2 more here, bring his total for the evening to 14. Gets the first one. This next one here would tie it up. And gets both to go, 34-34. We're all tied up here in the second half. O'Toole.
Rico started the second, just 9 points shy of his season high. Could happen.
Really?
Could happen this game, Max. Again, I don't want to jinx it.
Right, us and the announcer jinx. O'Toole now trying to draw a foul, doesn't get it. Guillermo Gasset Ruiz on the rebound, over to Arico. Arico to Brenner for 3. No good. Brenner gets the rebound. Great work from Asher Gardner in the paint. Gardner out to Guillermo Gasset. Armont for 3. It's good!
I just want to shout out Asher Gardner down there on that rebound. That was a powerful move. He's moving with strength right now, and I think that's also really critical.
As Babson gets called for another, no, excuse me, that is Emerson fouled Lucas Brenner. Fantastic 3-point play there from Emerson. Jacob Armont for 3, giving them the lead yet again, 37-34, just over 17 left in the half, left in the game.
Lord, time flies when you're having fun, Max.
Right? Always fun. Nate Amato with the ball. Little 1v1 action. Him and Guillermo Gasset Ruiz been going at it all night, and Amato is going to get fouled on the play and potentially is going to win this battle against Gasset Ruiz.
Foul number 10, Guillermo Gasset Ruiz, second personal, second team foul.
Amato now to the line for 2.
Gasset Ruiz, I mean, for how much he's played this evening, he has done a really good job of being physical and getting in people's space without drawing a lot of those fouls. Again, that's only his second personal foul of the night.
Bringing his total for the evening to 7 points. Nate Amato gets the first one to go. The Lions Den trying to distract him there. I mean, respect to all these players. I don't know how anybody does that.
I have no idea. I mean, this crowd that you see here, these are regulars at the Emerson Lions basketball games. They know how to cheer. They know how to distract. They're ready to defend, you know, their friends, their classmates.
The Lions Den, if you will.
The Lions Den, yes. They're hungry, Max.
Jacob Armont to Gardner in the paint. Oh, can't get it. Out to
Close.
Brenner. Step up for 2. Babson on the rebound. Nothing there for Emerson. Nate Amato driving again. Just had the 2 points at the line.
Great defense paired up from Gasset Ruiz
Big
and
foul
Gardner.
from Gardner. Big foul from Gardner there. You hate to see it. Obviously no intent there.
Making sure Nate
That
Amato
was
is
a rough
okay.
play.
I think Amato caught an elbow from Emerson's Asher Gardner there. They were battling over the ball. We'll wait on the call.
Wow, that was a rough play. You hate to see it. Referees discussing what happened there.
Coach is over there with number 42, Nate Amato. He is up. Cheers from the crowd. Tough player. That was a tough hit.
Not what you want to see for Babson. This is their top scorer here this evening. Nate Amato with 9 points on the board. Emerson just up by 1. I think the referees are still trying to figure out what's happening.
I believe so. I mean, this is an impassioned crowd.
Here's the call. Here's the call. Asher Gardner. And it looks like
It's going to be a personal foul on Asher Gardner, I believe.
more than that. It looks
More.
like Gardner could be done for the evening, pending the official call here from the referees. Gardner's going to stay in the game. Excuse me.
Hey, man, 21 really can't hoop, bro. I don't know why he's out there.
Coach Curley not thrilled with that. Amato's going to go to the line, and he'll miss the first.
No good for Amato.
can make one here and tie it up. It is getting intense here in the Bobby Brown.
Looks
Gets
like
the second one to go.
Babson's number 10, Tyler Louder, is about to get back in the game. Another defensive powerhouse, offensive powerhouse as well.
Linus Helmholtz comes into the game now. 7-foot center from Germany. Absolute unit. As Babson responds quickly with a three-pointer. Electric. Exactly what you want to see if you are Babson. 40-37, Babson with the lead.
Babson's bench getting loud.
We've seen more lead changes in just the first 5 minutes of this second half than we saw in the entire first half. As Guillermo Gasset Ruiz with a huge, huge foul there.
That was sensational. That was a little, dare I say, hook shot. Wish we had that on a replay.
I know. Fantastic. Now he has an opportunity.
All right, we do.
For a three-point play. Take a look at this.
He drives down the lane. He goes right up. Easy layup over two defenders. And he gets an N1. He's going to go to the line now.
Possible three-point play. Love the celly right there from Guillermo Gasset Ruiz. And he gets the extra to go. So it's all tied up yet again.
Max,
40-40.
You just said it. We have so many lead changes, and it hits just again. I think you called it.
Unreal. Well, we asked for an exciting second half, and it's already been quite an exciting one. 40-40, we're all tied up here. Armand.
All right, the Lions are moving fast on this. Can Armand get it?
Oh my goodness, another foul here. With Armand doing his best DiCaprio impression. It's going to pay off for him as he's going to go to the line for two.
Absolutely. Not everybody in the gym agreeing with that. You know, you said DiCaprio. Some people say it's acting, but nonetheless, we'll see if he can make these shots.
And won't get the first one to go. It is almost award season, so.
That is true, Max.
Nothing wrong with some a little bit of acting here.
This is Emerson College, after all.
Yes, yes. Performing arts first, athletics second. Nice 1v1 matchup here. It's Cloman and Gasset Ruiz.
Two lead scorers for their teams this evening.
And Babson now possessing. O'Toole over to Cloman for three. Deep three. Can't get it to go, but it's going to be, chippy play here. And Brenner's going to be called on the foul. Wow. I love to see that sportsmanship, though.
I do, too. I mean, he literally picked him up off the ground.
Brenner on the foul. Paul picks him up. Hey. Love a little sportsmanship.
You know?
Oh, boy.
Max, you said it best. You said it best at half. You said it best coming back from half. This was going to be a chippy 20 minutes. And if the last 2 minutes doesn't prove that, I don't know what does.
Seriously, this is getting intense.
The mop is being broken out left, right, and center.
Right? Didn't see the mop all first half.
No.
Seen it twice here in the second.
Yep. I'm curious, Danielle DuBois, our sideline reporter, probably has a great angle on all the action right now. Very curious when we check back in with her what she has to say.
Absolutely. Trevor Arico now. Emerson up by just one. It's been an eventful second half if you're just joining us. Gasset Ruiz almost broke a man's ankles. Goes to the paint for two.
All right.
Making it look easy. More points.
Be 9 points now for Gasset Ruiz on the evening.
More points for Emerson. Up by 3 now with just over 14 left in the game. O'Toole takes the shot from mid-range, gets it to go. Another 2 points for Babson.
And
they're now down by 1.
Timmy Mulvey, the freshman, I mean, he has had an outstanding game so far.
Yes, excuse me. Mulvey, not O'Toole on that play. Mulvey now with 11 points in the game. Kloman not far behind with 8 possessing here. Kloman drives to the hoop. Little fight there for the ball. Oh, big drive there. And now Babson's going to pull out their best acting skills on that play.
I mean, look, you just saw Kloman drive twice down each side, once down each lane. And as soon as he saw Helmholtz, he stopped, either dished the ball back out or was just blocked straight up. So
Straight up.
Emerson's defense, you know, yes, they just drew a foul. However, they are doing their job. They are bringing the size, Helmholtz in particular.
Yeah, I think Kloman saw Armand over there do his best DiCaprio impression and said, anything you could do, I could do it better.
Absolutely.
Goes to the line for 2, gets the first one to fall, ties the game up. 43-43. As Gramlich checks into the game for Jacob Armand.
You know what, Max? As long as there's no fake tears, I'm here for it.
I agree.
That's where I draw the line.
Keep it interesting. Keep it interesting. Caden Zurich also checks into the game for Emerson and immediately gets a rebound there. Gramlich to Helmholtz, and
I believe that's going to be a holding. Correct.
Nice work there.
Thanks.
Holding call.
These eyes, 20/20 vision, Max. What can I say?
Makes one of us. I'm 4 eyes over here.
Listen, there was no shade.
Don't let him get in your head. Shooter!
Helmholtz gets it to Arico. Arico for 2.
Arico flew on that one. He caught some serious air.
Kloman now on the rebound. Over to Mulvey. Mulvey to Amato. Good to see that Amato is still in the game. Amato now. Great block there from Emerson. Arico with the ball. All tied up still. 43-43. Emerson and Babson in a battle here. Arico drives to the hoop. Helmholtz. Cassette Ruiz now for 2. Not going to go. Rebound from Kloman. Kloman's like, I got to slow this thing down.
Max, dude, this is a way lower scoring game than we anticipated it would be. I mean, it is just a back and forth battle right now.
I feel like this is what the new MAC is all about. This is what we had hoped to see all game long, and we're getting it here in the second half. 3-point attempt from Mulvey, and he gets it to go as Babson calls a timeout.
Again, you have this freshman who is essentially, it feels like, leading the offense in his first season. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when we come back from just a short break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Emerson Channel Sports, and Babson here with the lead, 46-43 over your Emerson Lions. This has been a back and forth battle here in the second half, really all game, but this second half has really been something else, not what we had seen in the first half at all.
No, Max, I mean, how many times have we seen this lead change? I mean, just in the past 5 minutes alone.
Unreal. Trevor Arico still leads Emerson with 14. Timmy Mulvey has come along for the Babson Beavers, has 14 points of his own. As we take a look at some highlights here,
There's
obviously
Mulvey.
The lethal three-pointer that led to the timeout call for Babson.
And Guillermo Cassette Ruiz for the Lions, he's starting to hit his stride a little bit. You know, he only has 9 points this evening, but he's contributing a lot on offense. He's had, I believe, 2 steals. He looks good. He's making strong passes. Gardner, we haven't seen him in the game as much in the second half. After Armand was out, pardon me, not Armand. But after Nate Amato went down, Gardner pulled out, but he was doing great defense before that as well.
Couple of changes here for Emerson on offense as Hank Gramlich checks back in, as well as Julio Volante and Jacob Armand for the Emerson Lions. Volante over to Armont. Emerson moving the ball quickly here. Armont, and somehow Armont's going to get called on that one, and it's going to be Babson's ball. Excuse me, Helmholtz going to get called. And
It's like
Asher
we
Gardner's
spoke
gonna
him back
check
into the
in.
game.
Yep.
Asher Gardner back in for Helmholtz. He's put in a lot of work, Helmholtz, I do have to say. I mean, important sixth man always this season, but especially tonight.
Some great defense here from Gramlich, the freshman. Still some nice defense here. It's been all Gramlich on this play. And Babson's just going to chuck one up. Nate Amato can't get the threes to go at all tonight. Armont now. A wide open Gramlich for three. Asher Gardner on the rebound, can't get it to go. Gardner gets it to go, and he can't believe that he's going to get called on. It's going to be a charge. Asher Gardner can't believe it.
Not what you want to see again. As soon as Gardner went in, I believe that is his 4th team foul. You'll see it down below. Just catches that elbow.
Frauenheim checks back into the game for Babson. 46-43. Beavers up over Emerson. Frauenheim.
Armand looking sneaky.
Absolutely. Nate Amato now to Kloman. Beautiful play and great finish for
really
the Beavers.
Stunning, that is the thing. Kloman is just quick with it. He's very clean with all of his plays. He hasn't missed a layup this evening.
Zurich wide open, can't get it to go. Emerson going to turn the ball over. Caden Zurich not thrilled about that one.
You know, we want to crash the basket and all, but I do have to say that looked a little messy, Max.
It's been messy all over the place.
Fair point. Fair point.
Truthfully. 48-43, Babson leads. The first big lead of the game for Babson as they look to put some more points up. Frauenheim for three, no good. Zurich on the rebound. Zurich not thrilled. It's going to be Emerson's ball. Arico back into the game, Brenner back into the game, and Helmholtz back in the game. Arico to Armont. Emerson has got to score here.
Yeah, you know, they've got a strong slate of outside shooters right here. If they could just get it, it's going to be, it looks
Wow.
nearly a backcourt, but instead, nay, nay, nay.
It's going to be a foul on Timmy O'Toole, and that will send Armont to the line. O'Toole's going to come out of the game.
Yep, I believe O'Toole's 4th personal foul, I do believe.
I am just absolutely blown away by the amount of fouls in this game. And look, maybe I haven't seen Emerson basketball in quite some time, but I just don't remember this many fouls.
This is a scrappy group, Max. You know, I mean, they needed to bring the heat, honestly, against this Babson team, but they understood the assignment.
Yeah, I don't know if this was the heat that Coach Curley was referring to, but
likely not.
Perhaps it'll work out in their favor. Babson
They've got 10
48-45.
minutes to see.
As Armont was able to get one to go. Foul called on.
I believe that's going to be on Brenner.
It's going to be Brenner. And the Babson crowd loves it. The fans in attendance absolutely love it. Some members of the Lions Den jawing with the players from Babson. Lucas Brenner comes out of the game as Gazette Ruiz checks back in. If I'm Emerson, I want Gissette Ruiz in as much as possible.
100%. He really, every time he's been in, he's been able to catalyze this offense. And I just got to give a shout out to the crowd. I am over here giggling right now because everybody in this gym is just on fire for their team. I mean, Babson fans came out in full force too. We haven't mentioned them as much. You could probably hear them right now if you're at home. But let me tell you, it is electric in here.
It is. It's the energy you want to see out of the first game in the new MAC this season.
If this is how the rest of the season is going to go, I mean, just in terms of spirit alone, sign me up. We are going to head over just shortly to Danielle DuBois, who's going to have an update for us on what she's seeing on the sideline.
I want to really scene set what it's like because I don't think I've heard the Bobby this loud ever. The energy is so intense. There's players upset about calls, head coaches upset about calls, parents upset about calls. It is absolutely madness here, and it's a very tight game. And this is a division rivalry after all, and this is what we like to see. Faith?
That's what I said. I mean, we're going to see what the rest of this 9 minutes and 53 seconds has to hold. Emerson is down by 4 currently. Again, Max, this is just a carousel. Every time a player fouls, his counterpart, it feels like, comes in, his twin, if you will.
Yeah, as Amato goes back to the line and is going to get that one to fall. It's now 50-45. Babson leads, as Cloman now goes to the line for one. And he gets that one to go. 51-45, Babson has the lead.
Coach Curley over here for the Emerson Lions, he is in fuego. He's on fire right now.
52-45, Babson leads. It's going to be Babson's ball as well. Mulvey with the ball. Over to Cloman. Cloman.
That's Hayden Zurich falling on top of freshman Timmy Mulvey over there.
Got to watch the shot clock here. Cloman looking to score perhaps. Great pass.
Shut down.
Can't
by
get it to go. Rebound from Cloman will reset that shot clock. That was a great play right there for Babson after not being able to get it initially.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with 20 seconds.
Mulvey.
Lindholm up top. Key is open.
Great rebound from Helmhold. Armont now. Emerson's got to score here and get back in this one. Got to slow down the pace a little bit as Curley sees the opportunity to take a timeout, and he will. Babson leads 52-45. We will go to a quick commercial break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Emerson Lions and Babson Beavers. First NewMac game of the season. Max, how are we feeling?
How are we feeling? Man, if you're just joining us, this has been a wild ride. 9 minutes left to play here in the second half. Babson up 52-45. Man, I'm pretty sure you just told them the score. But
Max just blacked out. So much was happening. I mean, look at this game. It's been insane. Lindholm just shut down Cloman, one of their top scorers, insane. You know, on that play coming back down the court, the Lions, though, they almost lost the ball on a silly turnover, a very silly turnover. Armand tossed it over, quick push pass to Zurich, but it's those little moments that they're going to really have to keep tight if they want to fill this 7-point deficit. I mean, it's critical. You can't have careless plays like that at this point, so let's see if they can act fast and keep their mind slow, if you will.
No doubt about it. I'm fired up. I'm just excited. This has been a really fun matchup. Excited to see what both teams have in store for the rest of this one. Zurich over to Armand. Nice play there. And an easy 2. That's exactly what Emerson needs right now. Armand for 2.
Just an absolutely beautiful play. Quick, made it look very seamless, and they got back on defense, which is another critical thing.
Now if they could just do that every time.
And look at that, Guillermo Ruiz, exactly. Following his man down the lane, shutting it down.
Nice drive there from Armand out to Gissette Ruiz. Ruiz looking for a lane. He's got Armand. Armand versus Amato. And somehow gets it to go.
Bang!
That was fantastic. I got scared there because it looked like he rolled his ankle for a second.
I know.
And still came up with 2 points.
It's just
My
a back
goodness.
and forth. Armand and Guillermo Ruiz are just crushing it.
As Nate Amato now puts up 2 of his own, increasing that lead 54-49 in favor of Babson with just under 8 to play. Trevor Arico.
Max, you know, it feels like Arico's been kind of quiet in the second half. Let's see if the next 7.5 minutes he can make something happen.
No doubt, Arico.
Lindholm looking for a bingo, looking for an easy step around.
Nice play there. To your point, Faith, Trevor Arico had 14 in the first half. He has not scored the second half.
All right.
Armand now brings his total to 12. Helmhold now getting some points on the board, and Emerson just down by 3. Nice ball movement here from the Babson Beavers. Amato to the hoop. And it won't go. Nice rebound. One-handed rebound from Gissette Ruiz. He's pushing the pace here. He's going to look for his guy, Caden Zurich, former roommates at Emerson College.
Oh, really?
Oh, Caden
Max,
really
you're
wanted
in
that.
with the gossip. You're in with the news.
I'm in the weeds with the Emerson basketball team. As Babson's going to call a timeout here.
Quick 30.
With just under 7 minutes left to play, 54-51, Babson leads.
The Lions are creeping up. All right, since our last break, Emerson scored 3 points. Babson none so far, so it's going to be Babson scored 2, so let's see what happens. I mean, 7 minutes max. If you're Babson, what are you focusing on right now to keep your lead?
If I'm Babson, I want to play good defense. Just keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
Good defense, strong defense, and score a lot of points. Don't let Emerson score. Don't let them get these easy, layups. And not to say that Emerson's been given anything, but I think that if Babson wants to walk away and keep this victory afloat, they got to play some strong defense right now when it matters most.
Yep.
It's going to be Babson's ball coming out of the timeout, of course. Cloman looking for Paul. Paul to Mulvey. Mulvey on Armand. Nice screen there from Cloman. Mulvey looks for his guy, O'Toole. That was a little hop, step, and a jump.
Yeah,
Can't get it.
I don't know how I'm feeling about that hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah. I don't know what that was, but it's going to get Babson to the line for 2.
Very interesting.
That is Zurich's 4th foul of the game. O'Toole to the line for 2, gets the first one.
Let's see, Julio Volante might be coming in right now for Zurich. We just want to think Emerson's mindset is preserving their big men for those critical last few minutes.
And O'Toole gets both to fall, increasing that lead, 56-51. Babson leads with 6:41 left to play. Gissette Ruiz and Armand
You know, if I'm Emerson right now, what I'm really focusing on is not fouling.
Yes.
Now, Babson has proven that they will make their shots, and they cannot give it up easy.
No fouls here. Put some points on the board. Helmholtz back into the game. He's going to find his man, Rico, in the corner for three. It's good. As good as he ever was his first 3 points, his first points period of the second half.
And it's good. I mean, Rico he's good from the corner. This we know. And so if I'm Emerson, too, I'm going to keep feeding him the ball this evening.
Paul with the ball. Has his man, can't get it to go. Armont now with a little bit of a fast break. Can tie it up here. And another foul call. This time it's going to be on, it's going to be on Babson here.
First personal foul for Timmy Mulvey, somebody who we've seen a lot of this evening. I mean, he's had 14 points on offense, and it's kind of shocking that he's just now drawing a foul in such a physical game like this.
I agree. As you mentioned, Mulvey, the leading scorer for Babson, will remain in the game as Jacob Armand goes to the line yet again.
Armand getting ready to pass up his season high already. He had 12 points against Western Connecticut on November 9th, and looks like
that gets him to 13.
Gets him to 13. Congratulations, Jacob Armand.
And can't get it there. Emerson just down by 1. Babson leads by 1. Cloman, Mulvey. O'Toole now back to Cloman. And he's going to take a mid-range shot. Can't get it to go. Armont now. Emerson trying to take a lead here.
1 point, Max. It could happen.
As you can hear the Babson bench chanting.
Rico really taking his time. Not a bad thing.
And the call, waiting for the call here.
It's like
Nate
Lindholm's
Amato.
gonna shoot.
Nate Amato on the foul. Helmholtz to the line for 2. Helmholtz. Can't get it to go, so it will remain Babson's lead as Frauenheim. I thought of Pat Fryermuth when I was reading his name there. And a foul on Babson.
Is that Timmy Mulvey? Oh, wow. That is his second personal foul in the last minute.
Literally.
I think I jinxed it. I said he
I
had
think you did.
none. Now he.
The announcer's jinx.
The announcer's jinx.
It happens. We see it happen weekly all the time.
I never thought it would be me, Max.
Right? Until it is. But hey, it might work out in Emerson's favor here.
Again,
Armont.
we say it again. They could tie it up. They could take the lead.
Arico to take the lead. He gets it to go. More points for the Emerson Lions, bringing Arico's total for the evening to 19.
Again, that is his sweet spot. Right there, right corner, just inside the three-point line.
Oh, he's going to take a wide open 3. Can't get it to go. Helmholtz on the rebound. Armont now could look to increase this lead. Emerson just up by 1. Got to keep this momentum going. Helmholtz.
That's what it's all about.
To Gassette Ruiz. Gassette Ruiz in the paint.
Good screen from Lindholm. Gave Gassette Ruiz a perfect lane to go to the basket. That's exactly what you want to see. He slowed down the offense, and it paid off in dividends.
And Babson's going to call a timeout here as Emerson leads 59-56 with just under 4 minutes left to play.
All right. I mean, gosh, Max, what a past 3 minutes. That was how long it's been from our last timeout. I mean, Timmy Mulvey, again, just absolutely on fire from beyond the arc.
Crazy play there for Asher Gardner. And this was just fantastic.
It's going to be interesting. I'm curious if we're going to see Gardner during the last 3.5 or so minutes. I mean, he has 4 fouls, but you never know.
Armand right there to take the lead. That was really nice.
Armand again.
That was the play that concerned me there.
Yep. You said, did he break his ankles?
Yeah, I thought he broke his own ankle, but. And then this
Lindholm,
of course.
This was good. He just steps right around. Easy.
I mean, how do you stop a 7-footer? How do you stop a 7-footer?
Couldn't even tell you.
That was a nice play there.
Yep.
Babson looking to try and get some points out of that one. This was also another nice one.
Exceptionally important now to Rico. Beautiful corner 3. But it's going to be exceptionally important now that Emerson is getting those offensive boards, because if they can just attack and wear down and have possession for as much as they can, that could be the key. They have a lead now, 3-point lead. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. In the words of Kevin Garnett. I mean, we are in Boston after all.
It's true.
Anything is possible.
Bring a
just
little
like
KG
Emerson.
Spirit.
Yeah, just like Emerson possibly coming away with a victory here.
Who would have thought? I mean, second one in a row in 2024. That would be insane.
Just under 4 to play. Helmhold now over to Armand. Little fast break action. Great look to Ruiz.
Gassette Ruiz, that was just an exceptional quick little reverse layup, fast, and that's what we like to see.
Absolute thing of beauty. The Emerson bench loving it.
And they are getting loud, Max.
And this is the lead that you want to see from Emerson
Coleman
here.
going down.
Oh, but Mulvey, he really can't be stopped. It's a 2-pointer
They
for
said
Mulvey.
not so fast.
61-58, just 3 minutes left to play in the first NUMAC matchup for the Emerson Lions this season. Gassette Ruiz, we said he needed to come undone this second half, and he's really showed up.
I think it's his time. Lindholm draws that foul.
Helmhold to the line, 4-2. Gassette Ruiz now gets his total to 13 points as we take a look at that really nice replay there.
I mean, Max, he's just 5. We could have another record. He's just 5 points short of his season high. Plenty of game left.
And Helmhold can't get the first one.
Let's go, Greene! Get him on your back! Get him over your back! In the hoop, bro. Get him on your back.
Just under 2 to play. Helmhold's second from the line is good. The bank is open for Linus Helmhold.
That's when you need to hit the shots. That is exactly when you need it to happen.
Mulvey on Armand. 16 points for Mulvey tonight. He's going to drive to the hoop and is going to get blocked by the 7-footer. Lions Den loving it.
Can you blame him? That was good.
That's the defense that Emerson has needed all game.
Gassette
Ruiz yet again. Oh! That was a close putback there. That would have been really nice.
That would have been a beautiful putback.
Kloman to Amato. Just 2 minutes left in the game. This is a good one, folks. Oh, and he gets called for the travel.
I mean, the Den, they're roaring, Max.
They are.
Coming alive. I mean,
Babson sideline does not like the call there.
Easy. If I was Babson, though, right now, that is the last thing you need, are those little mistakes with just 1:56 left in the game.
As Emerson calls a timeout here. Oh, and they're cueing the music.
Some people in this gym are going to get hyped. Max, are you going to sing?
I am not going to sing. We are going to take a look at some replay highlights as we see Asher Gardner's drive to the basket there. Some Babson highlights here. That was a crazy.
Coleman grabbing in the corner there. Zurich to Armand.
Yeah,
and
Armand.
that was good. That was when they reclaimed the lead, I believe.
Yes, and of course the play that scared me here.
The play.
As we keep playing it, scares me every time.
You can't stop. I mean, we got to feature a lot of Armand stuff. He broke his season high record tonight.
A new
Huge.
season
He
high.
has 13 points.
A new season high for Jacob Armont. And Emerson leading 62-58 with just under 2 minutes left. But if this is your first time watching sports back home, for anyone who's never seen sports, just to let you know,
Who's
2
never
minutes.
seen sports.
2 minutes might sound like not a lot of time. It is
Oh,
so
boy.
much time.
You can brush your teeth, but
Oh.
it is an eternity.
I could go cook a meal
Oh
within
yeah,
2 minutes
feel
of
free,
of
step
game
away,
time.
do your laundry, come back. We'll
Yeah.
have about 30 seconds left of the game. I mean, the way this is going right now,
It's
I wouldn't be
basketball.
shocked.
It's basketball and football that are like that. It's crazy. You see
I'm
2
not
minutes on the
complaining.
clock, which really just means an eternity of time.
Exactly.
Brenner to Armont. If I'm Emerson right now, I don't want to make any mistakes with a lead here.
Absolutely
late
not.
in this game.
No.
Armont really wanted that one to go. Great rebound here. Gusset Ruiz. Brenner in the corner for three. Nice rebound from Nate Amato. Mulvey, leading scorer. This is grind time. This is when it counts the most here.
Absolutely.
Forget everything that happened.
Lindholm locking it up in the paint. Again, everybody who drives to that basket stops.
Wow, what a moment there on the side, on the Lions Den side right there. As Helmholtz going to come out of the game for Gardner, will remain Babson's ball.
This is going to be the question. Can Gardner, for the next minute and 22 seconds, remain foul-less?
Yes.
He has one more. Let's see what we can do.
Minute 20 to go in the game. Emerson up 62-58. He's going to just chuck up a three. No good. Arico on the rebound. Here we go. We've got to slow down the pace. The Lions Den is on their feet. 1 minute.
That's not something you say often, Max.
Right?
You got to admit, this is pretty special.
This is awesome. This is a good vibe here in the Brown and Plofker. Arico looking to drive.
Gardner.
Mistake there
Getting in
made.
there.
Kloman with the ball. Mulvey to Amato. And Arico's going to get charged with the foul there. And like I said, it is award season, so they're all trying to do their best DiCaprio impression now.
I mean, I don't know. That was less DiCaprio to me. You know, it's going to be a little bit tricky to serve DiCaprio when your feet aren't planted on a play like that. Again,
Right.
that's when if you're going to foul somebody, you better foul them hard.
And Amato can't get that one to go. Lions Den loving it as Helmholtz is going to come back into the game.
Oh, they're keeping Helmholtz and Gardner in. We have not seen that much this evening.
We have not. This is probably the most height Emerson has had on the court this
Yes.
evening when it matters most with just 36 seconds left to play. And he gets that one to go.
Max, this is a 3-point game.
Anything can happen here.
Oh, we're seeing Arico come back in. And Lindholm is out. Helmholtz and Gardner just ships passing in the night, Max. That's what they are.
Literally.
Literally.
Lucas Brenner looking for an open man. Armont now. And this is exactly what Emerson wants. Brenner wide open and going to get fouled and go to the line for
From
two.
Babson, that's a foul. That's just not worth it to me. You know,
Late in the game with 30 seconds
late in
left.
the game, not on an attempt.
And I don't know if Brenner's the guy you want to foul, to be honest. He's been quite impressive.
Out of everyone on that lineup, definitely not.
He hasn't missed a free throw all year. Hasn't missed a free throw all year. And I just jinxed
Max.
it. Look at that. The announcers
Max,
jinx.
the commentators jinx.
Unbelievable.
Have we not talked enough about it this evening? It's all right.
Unbelievable as my
Emerson
executive
up
producer.
4 points. Unbelievable.
As
SMH.
ECS's own Evan Sharrard, extremely upset with my announcer's jinx. A lot going on right here. Looks like Brenner has been called for the foul.
Brenner on his way off the court now.
It's going to be a full timeout.
Yeah.
For Babson with 15.3 left to play in the game. Emerson up 63-59. This is craziness right here.
I mean, I know we said 2 minutes lasted a long time, but that just went by very quickly.
I know.
A lot happened.
I was ready to make a cup of coffee. I was ready to go place an order for some food. And here we are with just 15 seconds left to play.
Okay, so if I'm Emerson right now, all I'm trying to do is slow down this clock. We just saw Brenner foul, so Babson will likely go to the line, and after that, if I'm Emerson, I'm just really trying to draw out this clock. I do not want to give Babson any opportunities in the last 15 seconds.
No way. If I'm Coach Curley, I'm telling the crew, guys, we're up by 4. Take it easy. 15 seconds. As we've said with time, is actually a lot of time. So they just have to be a little patient. No mistakes in these next 15.3 seconds.
No. They need to keep their cool. We're not going to probably see any more of Brenner this evening, likely. Gardner back out again. Helmholtz not out, as we've established. Ships passing in the night. Armont, we got one of our leading scorers out for Emerson College, so we'll see what they can do.
Ray Allen III checks into the game. Armont in the game. Gardner in the game. Cassette Ruiz and Trevor Arico. Mulvey. Leading scorer, Kloman for 3. Good! Wow, what a strike.
That is exactly the last person you want with the ball. Oh, I lied. Prediction wrong. Brenner is not back in. Timeout. Emerson timeout.
Emerson timeout. That is exactly what you wanted if you're Babson. A huge strike right there. A 3-pointer from Kloman. As you mentioned, the top scorer for this Babson Beavers offense. Emerson just up by 1 now. It's still a lead. Still a lead.
Yeah, Kloman with 16 points. It seems all of Babson's top scorers tonight. We have Timmy Mulvey, 16 points, Nate Amano, 16, and Felix Kloman.
It's going to get very, very interesting here in just 10 seconds.
It's getting loud in here, Max.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm in a rave.
I know. The crowd's loving the music. I'm not sure, though, that Emerson or Babson is loving the music. I think they just want to figure out what the outcome of this game is going to be. And if I'm Emerson,
I agree. I mean, the den is eager. They've resumed their seats, but I want to see them standing again. I want to get this crowd hyped up.
Yeah, Emerson.
I'm hyped.
I'm hyped. Emerson up by 1, 10.8 to play. Oh, boy. This is what you come to see.
This is exactly what you want. Maybe if you're Coach Curley, if you're Emerson's Coach Curley, I'd be sweating in my suit a little bit, but as sports fans, this is what we live for.
Exactly. Here it is, and a foul called on Babson. Jacob Armont will go to the line.
Another person, if you're Babson, Brenner and Armont are the last 2 guys that you want to be sending to the line.
Yeah, you don't want Lucas Brenner. You don't want Jacob Armont going to the line. He's going to go to the line for 2. Emerson up 63-62. Gets the first one to go. Emerson up by 2 now with 9.6 left to play. Ray Allen III checks into the game. And nope.
No good.
Emerson up by 2, 6 seconds left. This is crazy. Timeout called by Babson. This is getting really intense.
Timeout, Max.
4.2 seconds left to play. Emerson up by 2. Coming out of this timeout, if I'm Babson, let me ask you, Faith.
Yes.
If I'm Babson, are you looking to tie the game? Or are you looking to put it away? What are you looking to do?
Honestly, I'm looking to put it away. If I'm Babson, I do not want any more of Emerson after this game. I'm looking to get into the hands of somebody like Kloman. I'm looking to get into the hands of somebody who I know is going to have it. Frauenheim, a freshman who has just come out swinging. Timmy Mulvey, another freshman who has just contributed so much on the offense. Those are guys who can shoot outside and who can do it confidently. If I'm looking to tie up the game, though, I want to get it into the hands of Tyler Louder, somebody who is just going to be mean in the paint and also get it done.
No doubt, no doubt. Nate Amato, another guy we've mentioned tonight,
yes,
having a big game.
Absolutely relentless too. Nate Amato came back from, as we saw in the first half, a really tough elbow to the eye, early in the second half from Asher Gardner on Emerson, but he's come back with a vengeance, and he's played a lot of the second half.
Well, here we go, Faith. 4.2 left to play. Emerson up 64-62 over Babson. Are they going to look to tie it, or are they going to take a three-point shot and try and put this game away? Here we go. Here we go. Nice play call here. And that's going to do it. Guillermo Gasset Ruiz on the steal. And Emerson is going to win their first NEWMAC matchup of the season.
This is huge for the Lions. We said it all night. Guillermo Gasset Ruiz is an absolute catalyst on offense. He is able to make it happen, and he is a critical member of this team, really showing that tonight. Fabulous, fabulous game. Good job, Babson Beavers and Emerson Lions. We're going to head to a short break, but when we come back, stay tuned. Our in-studio crew has some hot analysis for you.
Welcome back to the JPC for the WEBN Sports postgame show. Alongside Emily Champagne, Allie Evans, Briggs Loveland, I'm Nick Antonakas. Emerson Lions come away with the huge win against the Babson Beavers. 64-62 was the final. Guys, it came down to the absolute wire. Ooh, let's go down the line. Quick thoughts. Emily, we'll start with you.
It was a little too close for comfort. But I'm really impressed by how Emerson played and really how they performed in the last couple minutes. They were down by a significant amount in the second half, but they kept their composure, they kept their cool, and they were able to come back and secure the victory, which we always love to see here.
Yeah, it was about as close as I anticipated, about 2 points. Very low scoring, one possession. That's cool, that's fine. That defensive battle, they certainly won that at the end. We saw that at the very last play of the game. That was a steal. That was great. That defensive battle was so important, and they won it. They also won the rebound battle, like I mentioned, was very important very early on. But, they came home with the win, and that came from their good defense. So
this all ties into staying cool under pressure.
when the lights are bright, when the spotlight is on you, how are you going to respond? And I think that as a team overall, they responded to that really, really well. There were times where they missed a shot that they didn't necessarily need to take. They turned the ball over. They missed a few free throws that should have been free points late in the quarter, but winning the rebound battle, defensively staying strong. And you saw in the last play of the game, Guillermo Ruiz gets that steal, closes the deal for Emerson, they get the victory. I think staying cool under pressure is what really put the cherry on top for the W today.
And you talk about it, Briggs, too. Even that last play, they put up that free throw shot. It doesn't go down. Instead of a defensive collapse that
that's where some teams just panic. And
Exactly.
they start going, oh my goodness, are we going to lose, are we going to lose? But they just stayed cool under pressure the entire time. And it was huge to see the steal by Ruiz. You saw the bench celebrating. You could hear the crowd roar. And that really ultimately is what boils down to. How are you going to handle that pressure? And they did a really good job.
All right, well, that is our cue. Danielle DuBois is standing by on the sideline with a quick interview with Trevor Arico, who had a big impact tonight. Let's head down to Danielle.
Trevor, amazing performance today. You had 19 points yourself. Can you talk to me a little bit about the final moments of this game?
Yeah, with Babson every year, it's going to be a close one. I think I don't know how many lead changes there were, but definitely a close game all the way through, and it's just a battle every time with them. So.
Now, like you said, multiple lead changes throughout the game. You guys were up by 1 at the half. What was the message that Coach Curley told you guys in the locker room?
Right where we wanted to be. I think we've had, out of our 7 games we've played, I think most, if not all of them, have come down to the wire. So we're pretty comfortable in those situations, and just about keeping it close. We feel confident at the end of the game.
Now, next game against Coast Guard on the road. How are you guys going to continue this winning energy going forward?
Yeah, first away game in conference. It's going to be tough. They beat us this time last year, so we're looking for vengeance on that front. It's early. Playing these conference games before the break, so every game's going to be a battle, and we got to keep getting better every day.
Perfect. Trevor Arico, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
And we're back here in studio. Obviously, guys, Emerson Lions came away with a win. Danielle, talking to Trevor there, I think it's the perfect time to transition into our player of the game. We collectively decided as a panel, who do we think shined bright tonight? It was Trevor Arico, of all people.
Yep.
It was.
You had it since the start, Briggs.
Happiest guy right here. Happiest guy in the studio right here. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The veteran leadership that Arico provides was so important, and getting your top scorer the ball early. He was 7 of 13 from the field. He also had 5 rebounds as well. That was huge, and he just flat out played tremendously. Rightfully deserves to be player of the game. I know. I have a big smile on my face. I couldn't be more excited about who's player of the game.
Well, definitely deserving. As we saw, 19 points, definitely an impact throughout the night. A lot of great players on Emerson tonight from all angles, but obviously Arico stood out. What did you both think?
Yeah, I absolutely think if it weren't Arico, I think it would be Gasset Ruiz. He had an amazing game, but yeah, Arico, he absolutely stepped up when they needed him the most. He had, like you said, 19 points. He helped win that rebound battle. He played a great game on offense and defense, which is what you mentioned earlier. He was absolutely the key player of the game tonight.
I also want to give a shout out to the guy that I mentioned in the pregame, Jacob Armand.
He had a great game as well.
Yeah, he had a wonderful game.
5 assists, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Which helped out a lot.
And he was the second highest scorer, tied with Gasset Ruiz. So
Yes, they
That was
both had an
awesome.
amazing game.
yeah.
Now, what's next for the Emerson Lions? That's the question. Upcoming for them, their next 5 games, obviously heading into winter break here at college. They're going to have a little bit of space between their games, but they're back on the 7th of December against the United States Coast Guard Academy. Then on the 10th of December, they play against Bridgewater State. They're at UMass Lowell on the 30th. Then we transition into the new year against Bowdoin, and then Connecticut College on the 7th of January. Now we're going to look to bring in our commentary team down in just a minute. We're going to have a conversation with our commentary team downstairs. Obviously, they got to see a lot, and here we have Max and Faith. Guys, it came down to the wire for sure. What was the crowd like when that final steal came in for Emerson?
Oh, man, it was chaotic down here. I don't know if that came across in studio, but it was loud. pretty much the entire game. Both fan bases showing a lot of pride for both teams, and when it came down to it, I just think that Emerson, both teams made a lot of mistakes tonight, but I think that Babson created a little more separation, and Emerson was able to create even more separation late in the game, and the energy was unreal the entire time.
Max, I mean, y'all, you weren't down here, but Max and I, we saw something that you don't see very often at Emerson College basketball games, men or women. We saw the Lions Den. We saw the fans on their feet.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking about the last 2 minutes. No, I mean the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody was on fire. It was electric. And the second half especially, when you had so many lead changes. And again, Max said it. Like, there were times, there was some sloppy moments, but it was exciting basketball. And if that's what you were here for, then you're walking away happy tonight.
It was everything you could have hoped for the first matchup in the new MAC this season. It was excellent.
It was definitely an exciting matchup on both sides, as you both said, obviously, heading into that. Impactful from the crowd's perspective, impactful from the players' perspective. Everybody was invested in the game. We've obviously talked a lot about Trevor Arico, but who do you both think stood out tonight for the Lions?
I mean,
think we know.
My guy, Guillermo Gasset-Ruiz, he had a fantastic game, particularly a fantastic second half, a lot of big moments there. And, of course, the steal at the end of the game to seal the deal for Emerson, get them that W, keep that win streak alive. And, yeah, we said this. We said that he needed to create that spark for Emerson, and I think he did just that.
Exactly. And then to add on to Max's point, I think Guillermo Gasset-Ruiz is just a super versatile player. We saw him all over the floor on offense. He was able to contribute in so many different ways. He had a lot of good assists, and also on defense. He was shutting people down in lanes and doing a good job of, mostly not fouling and being physical without crossing that line.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you so much. Obviously a huge effort from the ECS crew downstairs. On behalf of our entire team from WEBN and ECS alike, we want to thank you all so much for watching. Emerson Lions come away with a huge 64-62 win. We'll hope to see you later in the season. But on behalf of our analyst crew, Briggs, Loveland, Emily Champagne, Allie Evans, I'm Nick Antonakas. Have a great night, everybody.